to wake up every day, yet most people have no idea what they are truly waking up for. They scroll, they drift, they chase distractions that destroy them silently. Let me tell you something, life is not waiting for you. The world doesn't care about your excuses, your laziness, your comfort zones. If you do not control your mind will control you, and it will drag you into mediocrity. Focus is the weapon of kings. Focus is what separates the great from the forgotten. If you cannot sit still, discipline your mind, and chase one clear vision with ruthless determination, then you will spend your life serving the dreams of those who did. Your enemies are not outside, they live in your head. Fear, doubt, procrastination, these demons feed off your weakness. The only cure is absolute focus, unshakable self-command. You have to demand more of yourself than anyone else ever will. Look in the mirror and realize this truth. Every second you waste unfocused is stolen from the life you could have built. Decide now to sharpen your mind like a blade, because without focus, your future is already lost. Focus is the foundation of power and success, and without it, everything else collapses. Think about it. Every person you admire, every individual who has built something extraordinary, every champion, every billionaire, every leader, what separates them from the masses is not luck, not privilege, not even talent. It is the ability to lock their mind onto a target with such intensity that nothing else can distract them. Most people don't fail because they're weak or incapable. They fail because they scatter their energy in 1,000 directions and never channel it into one unstoppable force. Focus is the weapon that turns ordinary men into legends. Now, when you focus your mind, your life gains clarity. Every choice you make becomes aligned with your mission. Distractions no longer tempt you because they are irrelevant to the outcome you've chosen. The moment you allow yourself to be seduced by instant gratification, you lose. Your time is gone, your energy is drained, and your momentum is destroyed. The world is full of distractions carefully designed to trap you. Social media, gossip, entertainment, shallow pleasures, all engineered to keep you average. But focus is rebellion. Focus is you saying, I will not be owned by the system. I will not be a slave to weakness. My mind is mine. My life is mine. Without focus, your potential is nothing but wasted breath. You can dream, you can plan, you can talk all day about what you want, but without the discipline to lock in and cut out the noise, you will die with regrets. And here's the truth. You already know what you need to do. Deep down, every single one of you knows the habits destroying your future, the people wasting your time, the cycles keeping you stuck. Focus is not just about aiming your attention. It is about eliminating everything unworthy of your energy. It is about saying no 1,000 times to distraction so you can say yes once to your destiny. Focus gives birth to power because it sharpens your mind like a blade. When you strip away all nonsense and concentrate on what matters, you start moving with speed. You stop hesitating. You stop second-guessing. You execute. The world respects those who execute, not those who think about it, not those who talk about it, but those who do it relentlessly. And execution requires focus, because if you allow your attention to scatter, you cannot build momentum. Power is created when energy is concentrated, just like fire is created when the sun's rays pass through a magnifying glass. Without that lens, the light is warm but weak. With it, the light burns through steel. Your focus is that lens. The truth is brutal. Most people will never achieve greatness because they cannot master their mind. They allow emotions to control them. They allow small pleasures to steal their strength. They are constantly distracted, always looking for shortcuts, always seeking comfort. But comfort is the enemy of focus. You cannot focus in comfort. You focus in discomfort, in discipline, in sacrifice. Success demands you give up things others cling to. It demands isolation at times. It demands rejection of distractions. It demands that you keep your eyes locked on the prize when everyone else around you is blind. There is no power without sacrifice, and there is no sacrifice without focus. When you focus, your entire being transforms. You speak differently, you walk differently, you command respect without asking for it. People see it in your eyes when you are truly focused. They feel it in your presence, because a man or woman with focus is unstoppable. You cannot be manipulated, you cannot be broken, you cannot be defeated, because you are already locked into the mission, and nothing can shake that. Ask yourself, what could you achieve if you eliminated every distraction for the next year and focused entirely on one vision? What would your body look like? What would your bank account look like? What would your relationships, your knowledge, your influence look like? The answer is terrifying, because deep down you know the results would be life-changing. But the question is, do you have the courage to focus? Do you have the strength to let go of every cheap thrill, every wasted hour, every meaningless distraction, and commit yourself fully to one purpose? Focus is not a trick, it is not a hack, it is a way of life. It is a declaration of war against weakness, against mediocrity, against everything designed to keep you average. When you control your focus, you control your future. Success does not happen by accident. It is built with blood, sweat, and ruthless concentration. And if you want power, if you want freedom, if you want to live a life that others cannot even imagine, then you must guard your focus with your life. Because without focus, your power is nothing. With focus, your power is infinite. Now, the choice is yours. Will you live scattered, distracted, and forgotten, or will you sharpen your mind, eliminate the noise, and rise with unstoppable focus? Your future is waiting, but it will only belong to you if you earn it with absolute concentration. Remember this, focus is the foundation of power and success, and until you master it, nothing else matters. Distractions are silent killers of ambition, and they are everywhere, creeping into your life disguised as harmless habits, innocent entertainment, or small pleasures. They don't scream, they don't announce themselves as enemies. Instead, they quietly eat away at your time, your focus, and your dreams, until one day you wake up and realize years have slipped through your fingers. Ambition dies not with a loud crash, but with a slow, unnoticed decay, caused by constant distraction. People don't fail because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because they allow themselves to be consumed by the little things that don't matter. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself you'd get started tomorrow, but instead tomorrow looked exactly like today because you wasted hours scrolling, gossiping, watching mindless entertainment, or drowning in shallow pleasures? Distractions feel harmless because they give temporary comfort. They seduce you with the illusion of relaxation, of escape. But every time you give in, you trade progress for emptiness. Every time you pick up your phone instead of working on your craft, every time you let yourself get pulled into noise instead of silence, you are feeding the assassin of your ambition. See, the most dangerous thing about distractions is not just that they waste your time, but that they rewire your mind. They make you restless, unable to focus, unable to sit still and build something meaningful. They keep you addicted to dopamine hits so small, they rob you of the ability to chase rewards that take years of effort. Distractions make you weak, they make you forget your purpose, and they make you believe you have more time than you actually do. The truth is, you don't. Life is slipping away right now, and every second you waste is stolen from your potential. Ambition is fragile. It requires protection, discipline, and constant fuel. Yet most people guard their phones more than their dreams. They guard their comfort more than their mission. That's why so many people live average lives, not because they couldn't achieve more, but because they let distractions kill their fire before it ever had a chance to burn. Every person who has ever built something legendary understood this. They cut distractions with a cold, ruthless hand. They weren't superhuman. They were simply unwilling to let small, meaningless pleasures rob them of their destiny. If you want to rise, you have to understand that distractions are traps designed to enslave you. Social media companies, entertainment industries, even people around you, they thrive when you are distracted because a distracted person is powerless, easy to control, easy to manipulate. A focused person is dangerous. A focused person cannot be bought with cheap thrills. A focused person is willing to sacrifice comfort to chase greatness. That's why society floods you with distractions to keep you average, to keep you weak. But it's your choice whether you fall for it. Imagine if you took all the hours you waste on nonsense and invested them into your goals. Imagine if instead of losing yourself in endless scrolling, you trained your body, sharpened your mind, built your business, or mastered your craft. Do you understand how unstoppable you would become? The difference between a wasted life and a fulfilled life is not opportunity, it's attention. Where you put your attention decides whether you rise or fall. The hard truth is that distractions don't just cost you time, they cost you self-respect. Deep down, you know when you're wasting time. You know when you're avoiding the work. And every time you choose distraction over discipline, you lose a piece of yourself. You lose confidence, you lose belief, you lose the fire that once made you dream big. That's why distractions are killers. They don't just steal your hours, they poison your spirit. But the moment you start cutting them out, something changes inside you. Your ambition reignites. You start to see progress, even if small, and progress is addictive. You feel stronger, sharper, hungrier. You start to walk with purpose because you know your time is being invested, not wasted. You start commanding respect from yourself, and nothing is more powerful than that. Once you respect yourself, distractions lose their grip. So here's the reality. You must declare war on distractions. Guard your time like a fortress. Eliminate the noise. Distance yourself from people who waste your energy. Control your environment and remind yourself daily what's at stake. Because every distraction you indulge in is not harmless. It's lethal. It's killing your future. It's killing your ambition. It's killing the life you could have lived. Ask yourself this. When your life is over, do you want to look back and realize you traded your dreams for a screen? Do you want to realize you let the silent killers rob you of your legacy? Or do you want to be the one who stood up, who cut the noise, who chose to live with clarity, focus, and fire? The answer decides everything. Distractions are the silent killers of ambition, and if you do not destroy them, they will destroy you. The time to act is now. Stop feeding the killers. Take back your attention. Take back your life. Self-discipline controls the demons of doubt and fear, and without it, you are defenseless. Every person has a voice in their head whispering lies. You're not good enough. You'll fail. It's too hard. It's too late. Those whispers grow louder the moment you try to rise, the moment you try to step beyond mediocrity. Doubt and fear are not accidents. They are enemies built into your mind. They exist to test whether you are worthy of the life you claim to want. And the only weapon powerful enough to silence them is self-discipline. Self-discipline is not about punishment. It is about command. It is about proving to yourself that your feelings don't rule you, that fear doesn't paralyze you, that doubt doesn't dictate your future. People wait for motivation, but motivation is a liar. It comes and goes like the wind. Self-discipline is steel. It doesn't bend. It doesn't depend on how you feel. It simply acts. And when you act with discipline, fear shrinks, doubt fades, because discipline builds evidence that you are capable. Every time you act in discipline, you remind yourself, I am stronger than my weakness. Fear thrives in hesitation. Doubt thrives in inaction. When you hesitate, the demons grow louder. When you stand still, they suffocate you. But when you push forward with discipline, regardless of fear, you weaken them. You prove to yourself that the voices are illusions, that they only exist if you feed them. The man or woman who has mastered discipline can walk straight through fear, because they know fear is temporary, but discipline is permanent. Most people live trapped in cages built from their own lack of discipline. They dream, but they never act. They start, but they never finish. They want the reward, but they cannot endure the routine. And so their demons win every single day. They become prisoners of their doubts, slaves to their fears, because they never forged the chain of discipline strong enough to break free. And then they wonder why their lives are empty, why their dreams die, why they feel powerless. It is simple. Without discipline, you are powerless. Self-discipline is the root of freedom. Without it, you cannot trust yourself. Think about that. If you can't even trust yourself to keep your word, how can you expect to win in life? Every broken promise to yourself strengthens the demons. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, and you don't, you feed doubt. Every time you let fear stop you, you give it more power. But every time you do what you said you would do, especially when it's hard, you strip fear of its strength and silence doubt. You take back control. Discipline doesn't eliminate fear immediately. It teaches you to act despite it. That's the secret. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision that fear is irrelevant. And that decision can only be made through discipline. You wake up early when you don't feel like it. You train when you're tired. You study when you'd rather waste time. You move forward when the world tells you to quit. And in that relentless action, the demons that once seemed huge shrink to nothing. The truth is, doubt and fear never fully disappear. They're part of the human condition. But disciplined people chain them, control them, and use them as fuel. They take fear and turn it into energy. They take doubt and turn it into proof. Every champion, every leader, every successful person you admire, they feel fear too. They feel doubt too. The difference is their discipline is greater than their hesitation. They don't wait to feel ready, they act, and in acting, they become unstoppable. Self-discipline is also the purest form of self-respect. When you discipline yourself, you prove that your word means something. You show yourself that you are worthy of trust. And nothing builds confidence faster than trust in yourself. The confidence becomes armor against fear, because once you've proven to yourself that you will show up no matter what, doubt cannot sway you, fear cannot break you. You've already fought too many battles and won. Look at your life right now. Look at the areas where you're stuck. Behind every failure, behind every dream that never came true, you will find a lack of discipline. Maybe it was fear that held you back. Maybe it was doubt. But the truth is, you allowed them to win because you lacked the discipline to fight. That should make you angry. That should make you determined. Because the life you want will not come from wishing. It will not come from waiting. It will only come from building discipline strong enough to silence the voices and take control. So stop asking for courage and start building discipline. Stop waiting for confidence and start earning it. Do the hard things when you don't feel like it, face the fear and move anyway. Show up again and again until showing up becomes who you are. Then one day you will realize the demons of doubt and fear are still there, but they no longer own you. You own them. Self-discipline is the chain that binds your demons, the sword that cuts through fear, the shield that protects you from doubt. Without it, you will remain a prisoner. With it, you will walk through fire and rise untouched. And the choice, as always, is yours. Every wasted second steals from your destiny, and yet most people throw away time like it has no value. They scroll, they procrastinate, they distract themselves with things that mean nothing, and then they wonder why their lives feel empty, why their goals never materialize, why their dreams remain fantasies. Time is the most precious currency you will ever own, but unlike money, once it is gone, you can never earn it back. Every second that slips through your fingers is a piece of your destiny lost forever. You may not feel it now, but one day you will. One day you will look back and realize the life you could have built was stolen, not by others, not by fate, but by your own carelessness with time. Your destiny is not a distant prize waiting for you. It is built right now, in this moment, with every choice you make. When you waste time, you are not just losing minutes, you are giving away pieces of the future you claim you want. That workout you skipped was a body you could have built. That hour you wasted on mindless entertainment was a skill you could have mastered. That day you spent in distraction was momentum you could have created. Time compounds like money. Every wasted second multiplies into lost opportunities, while every invested second multiplies into power. The successful don't have more time than you. They simply refuse to waste it. The lie people tell themselves is that they have plenty of time, that they can waste today and make up for it tomorrow. But tomorrow is a myth. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Tomorrow doesn't belong to you. All you truly have is this moment, and how you use it will determine everything. When you delay, when you waste, you are gambling with the only resource that decides your destiny. And the worst part is, wasted time never feels dangerous in the moment. It feels easy, comfortable, harmless. But slowly, silently, it robs you of greatness until years are gone and you have nothing to show for them but regret. The most dangerous words in life are just this once. Just this once I'll skip the gym. Just this once I'll waste the day. Just this once I'll ignore my goals. But just this once becomes a habit, and that habit becomes a lifestyle. Before you know it, just this once has stolen 10 years of your life. Every wasted second builds into wasted months, wasted years, wasted potential. Destiny doesn't disappear in a moment. It dissolves slowly through every second you don't take seriously. If you want to live a life of meaning, you must understand the value of every second. You must guard your time with the same intensity you would guard your life, because that is exactly what it is. Time is life. When you waste time, you waste life. When you value time, you value life. Those who achieve greatness are ruthless with their minutes. They cut out distractions. They eliminate excuses. They invest their hours into growth, and that's why they rise while others stagnate. It's not luck. It's not fate. It's discipline with time. And here is the harsh truth. If you do not respect your time, no one else will. People will steal your hours if you let them. Distractions will consume your days if you don't control them. The world will bury you in noise, entertainment, and nonsense if you don't build the discipline to resist. You are either the master of your time or the slave of wasted seconds. There is no in between. Think about your future self. Imagine 10 years from now, standing in front of a mirror. What version of yourself do you want to see? The disciplined one who invested every second into growth, who became strong, wealthy, powerful, respected, or the broken one who wasted time, who made excuses, who lived in regret? That version is being created right now, not tomorrow, not someday, but in the choices you make this very second. The difference between legends and the forgotten is not intelligence, not talent, not luck. It is how they treated time. Every wasted second is a brick removed from the foundation of your destiny. Every disciplined second is a brick added to the fortress of your future. You are either building or destroying with every choice. That's why wasted time is so dangerous. It feels like nothing, but it changes everything. Your destiny demands urgency. You cannot afford to live like you have forever. You cannot afford to delay, to procrastinate, to waste. Every wasted second is a theft from the life you could have lived. And the thief is you. Stop stealing from yourself. Stop giving away your destiny piece by piece. Start treating time as the sacred gift it is, because once it's gone forever. Every wasted second steals from your destiny. Guard your time, command your choices, and understand that the life you want is being built right now or destroyed right now. The clock is ticking, and it never stops. The question is, are you building your destiny or wasting it away? Ruthless mental clarity separates winners from the forgotten, because without clarity, you are blind. You stumble through life, chasing everything and achieving nothing. You wake up and waste energy on distractions, on meaningless noise, on other people's opinions, while your true mission remains buried beneath confusion. The winners of this world are not necessarily the smartest, the strongest, or the most talented. They are the ones who see with absolute clarity what they want, who they are, and what must be done. The forgotten are those who drift. They never decide, they never commit, they live their whole lives in a fog, and when it's over, they leave nothing behind. Clarity is power. When your mind is clear, your actions become sharp, your decisions become decisive, and your life moves in one direction instead of 1,000. A man or woman with clarity doesn't waste time debating meaningless choices. They don't wander in hesitation, they know their mission, they know their purpose, and everything else becomes irrelevant. That is why they win. Because while others drown in doubt, they are moving forward without apology. But clarity is not given to you. It must be forged through ruthless self-honesty. You must strip away the lies you tell yourself, the excuses you hide behind, the false identities you wear to please others. You must ask yourself, what do I truly want? Who do I want to become? What am I willing to sacrifice to get there? These questions cut deep, but only when you face them without fear will your path become clear. The forgotten avoid these questions. They stay comfortable in the fog. They never define their mission, so they never live it. Ruthless mental clarity also means elimination. It is not enough to know what you want. You must cut out everything that does not align with it. You must be brutal with your time, your environment, your relationships. Winners say no 1,000 times for every one yes. They know that clarity demands sacrifice, and they accept it. The forgotten say yes to everything. They try to please everyone. They spread themselves thin until they break. They leave this world unnoticed because they never chose to stand for something. Fear and doubt thrive in confusion. If you are unclear, fear will paralyze you. Doubt will whisper louder. But when you have ruthless clarity, fear loses its grip. You no longer care about what could go wrong because you are too focused on where you are going. You stop questioning yourself because your mission is bigger than your feelings. Clarity gives courage because it simplifies life into one truth: move forward or die forgotten. Think about the great leaders, innovators, and champions throughout history. They were not remembered because they lived like everyone else. They were remembered because they saw something clearly and refused to be moved from it. They ignored distractions, they ignored criticism, they ignored fear, and they pursued their mission with relentless precision. That is why their names live forever, while countless others vanish without a trace. It wasn't luck. It wasn't chance. It was clarity. The forgotten, on the other hand, are everywhere. They are the ones who dreamed but never decided. They are the ones who said someday until their days ran out. They are the ones who tried to be everything to everyone and ended up being nothing to anyone. They die with regret because they never had the clarity to live with purpose. Their lives are warnings, silent reminders that drifting through existence is the fastest way to disappear. Ruthless mental clarity demands strength because the world will try to blur your vision. Distractions will surround you. People will try to pull you into their chaos. Society will try to convince you to conform. If you are not ruthless, you will lose yourself in that fog. But if you are ruthless, if you guard your clarity with everything you have, then nothing can stop you. You will move through life like a blade, cutting through noise, cutting through doubt, cutting through mediocrity, until all that is left is your mission and your victory. This is why winners are few and forgotten are many. Most people never find clarity, and even those who do rarely protect it, but the winners protect it at all costs. They are ruthless, unapologetic, and focused, and because of that, they rise above the masses. They create, they lead, they inspire, and they leave legacies. The forgotten simply fade. So ask yourself, which one will you be? Will you live with ruthless clarity, knowing exactly what you want and cutting out everything else? Or will you drift in confusion, allowing fear, doubt, and distraction to steal your life until nothing remains? The choice is yours. But remember this, ruthless mental clarity separates winners from the forgotten. And if you do not choose clarity, you have already chosen to be forgotten. Now we reach the final truth. You have one life, one chance, one shot to create something worthy of your name. The hours you waste will never return, the chances you ignore will never repeat, and the world does not pause while you hesitate. Focus is your foundation. Discipline is your armor, clarity is your weapon, and time is the battlefield where destiny is won or lost. You cannot wait for perfect conditions, you cannot wait for motivation, and you cannot wait for someone else to save you. It's on you. Every second counts, every choice counts, and every action builds or destroys the life you say you want. Winners are not chosen by fate. They are forged by the relentless decision to master their mind, to silence distraction, to embrace discipline, and to pursue their mission with ruthless clarity. The forgotten will always outnumber the remembered because most people never take control. Do not join them. Do not fade into nothingness. Choose now, this very moment, to claim your destiny. Stand up, cut the excuses, and move with urgency. The clock is ticking and the world does not wait. Your future is screaming for you. Answer it.